Welcome to Tales of Cairo channel. Today we're scurrying into a tale you might know, but with a fresh little twist. It's the story of two mice, one from the bustling city and one from the quiet countryside. Our story begins in a grand house, right in the heart of a big, noisy city. Here lived a mouse named Tony. Now, Tony was no ordinary mouse. He was dapper and sleek, with smart gray fur and a little blue waistcoat. He was a mouse of refined tastes, and he lived a life of luxury. Every night, after the humans of the house went to bed, a grand feast was his for the taking. Imagine this: a long, polished dining table lit by the soft glow of candles. Tony would climb up and find himself in a paradise of food. There were wedges of the finest, most flavorful cheese, sweet cakes so fluffy they felt like clouds, and piles of juicy, fresh fruit. He'd nibble on a bit of this, a morsel of that, feeling like the luckiest mouse in the whole world. Ah, the city life, he would sigh contentedly. What could be better than this? One day, Tony received a letter. It was from his cousin Morty, who lived far away in the peaceful countryside. "Dear Tony," the letter read, "I've heard so much about your grand life. I would love to come and see the wonders of the city for myself. May I visit?" Tony was thrilled. He couldn't wait to show off his splendid home to his country cousin. He wrote back immediately, "Of course, dear Morty. Come at once. You will be amazed." A few days later, a small, dusty mouse with wide, curious eyes arrived at the door. It was Morty. He was simpler than Tony, with rougher fur from working in the fields, but his heart was warm and kind. Tony greeted him with a flourish. "Welcome, cousin. Welcome to the magnificent city." Morty looked around, his whiskers twitching. The house was enormous, the furniture was grand, and everything seemed to glitter. It was all so different from his cozy little home in a hollow log. That night, Tony led Morty to the dining room. Morty's eyes went wide. He had never seen such a feast. Is all this for us?" he stammered. "But of course," Tony declared proudly. They began to eat. The cake was sweeter than any berry Morty had ever tasted, and the cheese was simply divine. Morty thought he was in a dream, but just as he was taking another bite of a sweet red grape, a loud creak echoed through the room. "Quick, hide!" Tony whispered urgently, pulling Morty under the tablecloth. Two huge shadows fell across the floor, followed by the heavy thud of footsteps. The cook and the housemaid had come in for a midnight snack. Morty's heart hammered against his ribs. They stayed hidden, barely breathing, until the humans finally left. When they crept out, Morty was trembling. "That was terrifying," he squeaked. Tony just shrugged. "You get used to it. It's a small price to pay for such a feast." They tried to eat again, but soon, another danger appeared. A huge, fluffy cat with gleaming green eyes slinked into the room, its tail swishing back and forth. "The cat! Run for it!" Tony shrieked. They scrambled down the table leg and scurried into a tiny hole in the wall just as the cat pounced, its claws scratching the wood where they had just been. Panting in the dark, narrow space, Morty turned to his cousin. "Tony," he said, his voice shaky, "your food is wonderful, and your house is grand. But I can't live like this, always jumping at shadows and running for my life. In the country, my food is simple, just roots and grains. But I eat it in peace. I can hear the birds sing and feel the sun on my fur without a care in the world." Tony looked at his cousin and saw the genuine fear in his eyes. For the first time, he thought about his luxurious life. Was it really so wonderful if it was filled with constant fear? The next morning, Morty said his goodbyes. "Thank you for having me, cousin, but the quiet life is the life for me." As he watched Morty scamper off toward the green fields, Tony looked back at the grand dining room. The leftover cake and cheese didn't seem quite as appealing anymore. The peace and safety Morty spoke of suddenly sounded like the greatest luxury of all. And so, the town mouse learned a valuable lesson. What looks like wealth and luxury on the outside isn't always worth the price of your peace and happiness. What do you think? Would you rather be the town mouse or the country mouse? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this story with us. If it resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more fables and tales. We love sharing these timeless lessons with you. See you in the next video.